Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. It's Tara here. Today I am trying to make some artist stamps. It's not really something I typically do, and the only times I have done it before have been digital, so just doing collage in Photoshop or whatnot and printing them out. I did pick up this paper quite some time ago when I still lived in Portland at the local scrap store. It's perforated and already gummed on the back, so I wanted to give it a shot. I'm going to use stamps and ink. I didn't think using like paint or anything that would be wet, I guess, would be a good idea just because it is pre-gummed. So I decided to just go with some stamping. I'm not great at stamping. It's not really something I do that often. But here I'm just using cosmetic sponges to apply the stamping to the paper. It was a little difficult because with the cosmetic sponge you did see kind of the square shape in the ink itself, so you have to really blend it out and try your best to cover that up. And then I used on the first set the pterodactyl stamp, and that covered two stamps, which I really like the way that looks. And then I also added a little background texture to it with another little stamp and some brown ink. But I really like the way that, like, this set of stamps look when you have images that overlap each stamp. And then some more pterodactyls here. I have a lot of pterodactyl stamps, so I wanted to kind of use those. And then this was a hand-carved dactyl life stamp that I made, and I accidentally stamped it upside down, so that was kind of stupid. But even though I have a whole drawer full of stamps, I had a really hard time figuring out what I wanted to do. I also tried some stenciling here, and that worked out really well, actually. Don't really like the way that turned out. I think the shape of these were a little off-putting to me, and it was really hard to work with because they're just rectangular. And I was considering like cutting them into like squares, but one side wouldn't be perforated, and that would kind of bother me. So I just did what I had to do and kind of faked my way through this. I don't really like the way most of these turned out. I don't know if it's just like the color combos or just what I was doing. I don't know. But it was, it was something to try, something new to try, and I had a lot of fun doing it, and I think I was just kind of doing it on the fly, so I wasn't really putting much thought into how I was creating these. And then I also have those, I forget the names of those stamps, but the butterfly and the mushroom, it's like a whole set of like dictionary stamps kind of thing. But they're terrible, and I think I'm just gonna get rid of those because they don't create a great image when you stamp them, and that ruined a lot of those for me. But I have 3 sheets of this paper, so this was just kind of like an experiment. I think the next time I do this, I want to have a kind of a collection of quotes and words and things like that to add to it. I can make the backgrounds with the stamps, but I feel like they just needed something more, and the image stamps that I have just weren't really doing it for me. So I don't really have any kind of like quotes or anything in my mind that I can just pull out like I feel like a lot of people do. So I think I might collect some words or quotes and go from there with the next few stamps that I try to do, and maybe some sort of theme. I don't know, just give me something to work off of rather than just random pulling out stamps from my drawer and hoping for the best. But on a side note, these are my absolute favorite stamps. These are the sign language stamps, and I love using those. And just trying to mix it up a little bit. I really like the way the polka dotted stencil came out, where I overlapped the two colors with the circles. But yeah, those are my stamps. This is how they turned out. I'm excited to put them on envelopes and kind of see how they look there. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!